Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Lenovo LOL Collegiate League as we head into Game 3. Our second game actually for today between AUL versus UPLB. Of course, we are going to be your casters for today. Duo na kami ngayon. This is going to be Arctic at your service. And of course, with me, muling nagbabalik, Alpha. Hey. Wow.
All the way here to LCL, so medyo nakakagulat. And thanks for having me, LCL. And right now, we're going to see or to watch the game between AUL versus UPLB.
Yes, of course. It's going to be actually very interesting, Alpha, because AUL Wildcats, they're kind of the rookies going into this. While UPLB, as we recall, actually had a pretty good split last season and even a better split this season. So it's actually very interesting how this game will play out. As you know, it's kind of like the rookies versus
the juggernauts.
Yeah, there you go.
LCL.
That's exactly the best way to put it.
The problem right now is that AUL, of course, being the rookie and UPLB being the consistent one, it's not totally leaning on the experience lang eh. You have the UPLB, the key players individually, you have the Daigo, and then you have the rookie. So you're going to face someone who's really been at it ever since 2000. So medyo magkakaproblema lang, I think. Siguro yung once na magka-apprehend si UPLB, of course, their experience, they know how to handle those kind of stuff.
Indeed.
Si AUL naman, there are times talaga na medyo may mga interesting play, pero still, we need to think more of it as the rookies can really do something for this game.
Yes, and like you did mention, Daigo, one of the superstars of Naga Esports before from the Garena Pro Gaming Series, now participating in the LOL Collegiate League, you know, as we actually have a lot of pro players that are in college right now. So no surprise right there. We have other players as well. It's kind of interesting, you know, we have LCL players going PGS, PGS going to LCL. So it's interesting how it just kind of goes around and around and around.
Well, yun nga yung maganda ngayon eh. Because of LCL and those aspiring players, you get to check different people. And these rookies, if ever that they get to develop their own skill or nourish their player side, feeling ko one of them can be seen or can be watched sa Pro Gaming Series.
Totoo yun,
we're opening doors eh.
Kasi even for yung mga teams na bago, like, they might not have the best start, pero like for me kasi, they should never ever be disheartened na hindi porkit yung first season, hindi naging maganda, hindi nag-boom agad yung performance, yung ma-discourage na maybe LCL is not for me. Talagang, what's important kasi talaga mga kaibigan is that kung whatever you could pick off from your experience sa simula, what mistakes, try to correct it, whatever good points you guys manage to exhibit, try to improve on it, and who knows, baka yung you keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and yun, baka dun na talaga dumating yung time nyo. Talagang I firmly believe in yung sometimes you just have to be patient and be persevering talaga to make it far in whether it be LCL or PGS or any walk of life in general.
Yeah, actually yun nga eh, parang sila yung mga dreamers kasi na young dreamers itong mga nasa LCL ngayon. So it means na talagang hindi yung nila, yung heart nila, yung passion nila for this game. If ever talaga na hindi mag-workout, it doesn't mean that it's a big no.
Indeed.
There's a right timing eh, na parang siguro ngayon hindi lang okay yung ganitong part ng team nyo. Kasi ever since, like, one of the best example, PIP.
There you go.
Diba? Like, they played for Philippines, represented for the Singapore league. So, kung iisipin mo, PIP, never heard naman siya nung season na LCL.
Exactly, yes.
Wala ka maririnig tungkol sa kanila. And nung dumating sila, like, sobrang deserving nila kasi dire-diretso talaga na they swept everyone out.
Exactly.
And then took the first place, represent the Philippines. So, ayun. So, hindi mo masasabi kung ano talaga yung pwedeng mangyari for now. Kasi League is a game that can be decided hindi sa beginning, hindi sa middle, hindi sa ending. Anything can happen.
Yes, and that would be the ideal story for teams such as AUL Wildcats. Pero let's talk about UPLB Excelsior. Sila naman had a great split last season, I'd say. You know, medyo naging unfortunate lang yung ending nila last split, but still, they came back much more stronger now with the addition of Daigo. Now 4-1 in the South Luzon Conference, and they're just only getting stronger, building up the momentum. And for me, like, actually, one of the teams that I'm pegging to make it out of the group stage of the LoL Collegiate League, and I'm just really looking forward to all these teams. There's, like I've mentioned during the previous cast, like, I've made predictions for the LCL, like, who might be on top, who will most likely is kind of meh. But looking at what's happening right now, like, all my predictions out the window. It's just, anything can happen. Anything
can happen. And of course, talking about UPLB, I think they are the TSM of LCL. Like, they have been the fan favorites. Sila na yung magaling, sila yung isa sa pinakakayang sumabay sa mga malalakas. Kaso, there are tough times. So, we are moving into the drafting phase. So right now we have the bands with Ari, Lee Sin, and Lulu on the side of Olfu, and on the side of DWC. I mean, I know. And that's AUL and then UPLB.
Yes,
Sorry
there you go.
that. So yan. Wait. Ano ba?
Yeah, a little bit of a technical difficulty, but this is AUL versus UPLB, guys.
Okay.
And we are indeed on game 3. Pero tama naman yung picks and bans actually. So it is gonna be the Darius and the Gangplank band. From UPLB. Tapos, Lulu, Lee Sin, and Ari gonna be denied from AUL. So, there we go. So, we have the correct names now reflecting on the screen right there. So, very interesting itong batting phase natin. AUL actually missing out on their third ban.
Yeah.
So, it does happen. It does happen actually. Yung moment na you're trying to think of a ban, like, what are we gonna ban? What are we gonna ban? And all of a sudden.
I think, rin talaga, the pressure is on for AUL. Like, you're facing a Juggernaut. Like, that's the one. And then, of course, check yung schedule nila. Sila yung isa sa may mga games pa. So it means yung pressure talaga for these teams, ayun na, nag-manifest na, nakita nyo naman na bad. And right now, drafting phase, Daigo and Slane securing this Lucian and then Nami. One of the best bot lane. Yung sa Lulu ngayon, okay si Lulu for me. Kaso si Nami kasi yung kit niya kasi mas into protect, into aggressive. Lulu kasi more on the defensive side talaga. So, if you're going to consider a Lulu, it's one of the best, but not really the best you can have for now.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of aggression in that type of bot lane. All you have to do is bubble. Lucian excels in the early game. Kaya talagang very deadly itong bot lane itong si Benz tsaka si Dash. Let's go into the side of AUL. So they did lock in Karma. And then now the Rengar and the Maokai. Yes, actually. The Jax. Wow. Jax. So we haven't seen Jax in quite a while now. There have been a lot of more favorable champions in the meta, so quite refreshing actually.
This is different. You get the Shaco and then you have the Jax. Wow. So it means that this will be a top lane Jax, right?
Yes, I'm definitely expecting a lot of aggression from UPLB with this composition that they have. While AUL actually has a little bit more safety. They have ways for their key carries. They could be a little bit slippery when they want to because of the Karma. They have some sustain because of the, not even some, a lot of sustain because of the Soraka. And very sticky targets here. Ezreal does have that E, makes him a little bit more hard to get picked up. But then again, it's all about the aggression with UPLB. So I feel like with UPLB, given knowing their reputation as a team, I'm definitely expecting that they're going to execute this with I wouldn't say flawlessly, but to the max precision that they should be. Executing the composition. So
I greatly agree with you on that one, especially for the defensive side. Kasi kung titignan mo, you have that Soraka, you have the Karma. So dun pa lang, meron kang two utilities sa side mo. So it means that if you want to all in or disengage, you have everything what you need. You have the tank, you have the burst. So, but right now sa UPLB naman, ang nakikita ko naman dito is possible assassination. Like the burst type, it doesn't seem like Jax can burst, but when he has this Triforce and then press W, and then he's gonna pop out, and then may Shaco ka sa backline, feeling ko malaki magiging tulong ni Shaco in terms of bursting someone down, not waiting for the Soraka or Karma to react sa gagawin niya. And then of course, the Tidal Wave coming in from Dash. So, medyo maganda ang drafting phase natin ngayon. You can really say na may advantage sila parehas. It's how they will execute or capitalize on their advantage as a team.
Indeed. And but then again, I gotta hand it to AUL. There's definitely some level of balance in their composition. UPL, because one of the ways where if you're gonna notice UPLB's composition, it's very somewhat all in a way, and I feel like AUL, they definitely have some level of tools. Like I mentioned, they could be slippery because of the karma, granting that movement speed. They could easily silence targets through the Soraka, and they also have some sort of front line to keep members of UPLB from going full on with the Maokai. So very balanced. But then again, UPLB, if they're very fast on their feet in going in onto AUL before they could even respond properly, then that's where UPLB will shine. And I'm definitely expecting UPLB to kind of go for that route with the composition that they have. So we'll just have to see how this goes for both sides. You know, I'm very interested in seeing, like I mentioned, UPLB, like you did mention actually, UPLB, one of the higher favorites in the South Luzon Conference based on their performance thus far. So I'm really looking forward to this, especially with Daigo. Oh man, very, very good.
Everyone is Daigo at PGS. Kasi whenever you hear that nakagating, talagang si Daigo, the Emperor, kung tawagin nga nila, the Yasuo player. So talagang may isip mo talaga na upon hearing Daigo, and we're not just talking about a PGS player. Right now is around the challenger tier, top 5.
Yes.
I think top 2 if I'm not mistaken, or top 1. I didn't check na, pero he's one of the dun lang siya sa top 5, and he's one of the consistent player that you can have in this game. And going back into the drafting na, AUL, I watched their game against Olfu. Medyo talaga nahihirapan sila sa aggressive type. So, ang maganda dito sa ginawa ng AUL is that they drafted a semi-defensive type of champions. Lahat ng kailangan nila when it comes to defensive nandyan, may Soraka and then Karma as I mentioned. So, it means na kung mag-aggressive man ng ang UPLB, they can choose whether they're going to fight it or just go back and then reset the whole team fight. Marami silang choices because of their drafting. Kasi you can't really expect the rookies to go ham eh. Kasi
exactly.
Lalo pat yung kalaban nila is experienced na.
Yes.
So it means you're going to put a which is reactive. Na kung may papasok ba, we do this, or tayo ba, or sila ba, or like that. So feeling ko, good ang drafting ng AUL as a rookie team.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that I guess it definitely shows that there's a lot of respect going into this game, yung AUL respecting UPLB, knowing that they're a very solid team. That being said, because if you're gonna look at it, technically when you're on the blue side, syempre, technically you should be dictating, you should be a little bit more gutsy in your picks. Kasi yung red team technically ang maging reactive based sa magiging picks nyo. Pero based na nga sa nakita natin, knowing that UPLB is stronger, sila ang naging mas reactive despite being on the blue side. And I think they executed it somewhat well. Pero yun nga, medyo it all depends on how they execute, because there's a lot of patience involved din kasi with the composition that they have. Knowing that UPLB, yun nga, na-mention natin there's a lot of aggression, pero at the same time, AUL has to be patient in a way na they have to kind of zone in, wait for their time to strike back, because if they do it prematurely, then UPLB just gonna crush them for any mistakes that they make.
Yun nga yung isa rin problema na makikita natin sa draft ng UPLB. Ay yung problema siya sa side ng AUL, kasi medyo snowbally type to eh. Once na nag-roll ang Jax, once na nag-roll ang Shaco, and you can see them around the map, that will be a big problem.
Yes. And actually, that's actually a good point that you raised. Kasi dito, if you're gonna look at Rengar versus Shaco, there's a lot of vision in a way that you need to kind of read where these junglers are. Knowing that, well, Shaco a little bit more tricky. You have to worry about, you only worry about is invisibility post level 6, as opposed to the Shaco na earlier on actually has a little bit more slippery, on Summoner's Rift as early as the first few levels, just because he does have access to his invisibility earlier on. That being said, dito matetesting ng AUL, I feel like it's very all around. There's patience involved with the composition. They also need to exert some level of vision across the map just so that hindi sila ma-punish early on ng UPLB, because they could be aggressive as early as the first few levels, which is why AUL, it's a huge test talaga for them going into this game.
If you're going to take the matchup between the Rengar and then the Shaco, you have the Jack in the box, and then you have Invis. So it means that Shaco can pull off a level 3 gank, or Rengar, if Rengar wants to, he needs the red buff just to make sure, and then the proper rotation of the net, just to make sure na may lockdown siya. So ayun, right now we are heading into the Rift. That's game 3, AUL versus UPLB.
Yes, I really love how we get this view of Summoner's Rift at the start of the game. It's like, parang mapapakanta ka na lang ng, parang kang Aladdin na ako.
Ramdam mo na, talaga nasa loob ka ng rift.
Yeah,
Ikaw
exactly.
yung nanonood. So, may idea ka talaga nung, ay, maganda to, ay, maganda yan. So, umaanggulo kumbaga.
Yeah, and there you go. Pero yun nga, ladies and gents, game 3, or second game, game 3, pero second game for the day between AUL versus UPLB. Alpha, take it away with the rundown for the blue side.
Okay, so for the blue side, that's Aquinas, University of Legazpi. On the top lane, that's SBT on that Maokai, Rainfell on that Rengar, Panda Bear on that Karma, Kyle Saurus for that Ezreal, and Meow on that Soraka.
Yes, and ladies and gents, it's and faves for the red side from the South Luzon Conference. In the top lane, it's going to be Daigo on the Jax. In the jungle, we have Slain on the Shaco. In the mid lane, we have Eminem on the Aurelion Soul. And to sum up the bot lane right here, it's going to be Benz on the Lucian for AD carry and Dash on the Nami for Lesaporta.
Okay, so right now, both teams are just going to start defensively, and big shoutouts to all the viewers right now, sa mga estudyante dyan, at saka sa mga nagpapahinga for this weekend. Share the link, and alam na, pwede pa kayo manalo ng skins, or of course, ma-enjoy ang inyong weekend sa super umaatikabong aksyon ng AUL lang sa UPLB.
And speaking of skins, of course, kung gusto nyong, we actually have some very nice skins on this rift. And syempre, kung gusto nyong mabili yung mga skins na ganito, especially for Globe and TM subscribers, ito nga ang inyong pagkataon kasi pwede na kayong bumili ng Garena shells at www.gamer.com.ph using yung prepaid or postpaid phones nyo.
Yep. So, gamer, actually, nagamit ko na siya and it's really helpful. Sobrang malaking bagay. Kasi we're not talking about League of Legends lang eh. Like, they cater different games. So, napaka-helpful niya para sa mga hindi mo ma-access, lalo na kung online mostly.
Yes.
So, gamer, visit them.
And yan nga. So, very standard starts yung nakikita natin. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko. I like how AUL, medyo nakapag-defensive warding sila early on, knowing on na there's a lot of risk kasi if you're not able to figure out where the Shaco is on this map earlier on. Kasi bigla, kung hindi ka lang maging maingat, talagang bubulagain ka sa lane.
And yun yung maganda dito. And UPLB, with this kind of not so aggressive early lane, feeling ko talagang you can feel the respect. Na kahit sabihin mong they're fan favorite, they are experienced, they still assess what they can do on the early game. Hindi yun nag-aano lang sila na nag-i-invest sila ng too much high risk, high reward. Pero yun nga, here comes Rengar. Rainfall jumping in and the exhaust has been used. The stun has been proc. Flashes away, but here comes Lane as well. Another flash from Rainfall, but he failed to hit the Q. The last hit goes to Slain. That's the first blood in the hands of UP Los Baños.
Yes, I gotta commend Rainfall.
Okay, that's bad. And SVP catching up here with Slain, but I think Slain has the hide. That's the Jock in the box, and Jax is present. Pero chill lang tayo dito and moving in sa bot lane. Napakalinis sa Essence Shift. I mean, Arcane Shift, plus the hit coming in from that one. And here comes the Tidecaller's Blessing, slowing Meow. Meow goes forward, and that's an off-cam kill. And there comes the jump coming in from Jax, and Daigo secures another kill. Panda Bear goes down.
Exactly. This is the aggression that I've been talking about coming from UPLB, and AUL definitely has to respect that. Because earlier on, just the pure aggression, talagang AUL definitely has their work. I gotta commend Rainfell though. That was potentially an opportunity to get Eminem. It's just that he didn't have vision on the where the Shaco was at. Kaya nakapag-respond agad tong UPLB. Pero not a bad
Actually, I'm a bit questionable on that flash queue.
Yes.
Ano na siya eh, like, okay na dapat i-reset mo na lang yung team fight. Kasi wala ka pang item eh. You can't really expect to burst someone down, especially kung na-exhaust ka. Another, dapat ang magandang advantage na lang na tinignan niya doon is to burn niya yung spells ng Aurelion Sol. It means that Panda Bear can single-handedly bully Eminem.
Yes.
So medyo nagtaka ako bakit pinurso pa nila yon. And then upon having Panda Bear and SBT, ang inuna nila dong sinubukan nilang patayin si Slain. And as what you said a while ago, slippery siya eh. So dapat ni-reset na lang talaga nila na okay, balik tayo sa farm, we need to secure some items before we go on team fights. So ngayon, nagkaroon pa ng casualty, nagkaroon pa ng kill yung Jax, so si Daigo, it means na yung Triforce na, if you ever goes on Triforce, is medyo mapapabilis. On the bot lane naman, medyo hindi ko lang na sure kung bakit nag-flash in si Soraka, doon pa malapit kay Lucian, kay Ben. So, medyo alam mo yun. And then there's another one. So, you see, Meow, I'm not really sure, but he needs to work on his position. Kasi medyo he needs to respect this burst coming in from Lucian.
Tsaka this is gonna be very tricky for the bot lane of AUL because with both with both flashes down, it's just gonna make them all the more vulnerable to not only the aggression from the Lucian and the Nami, but also from ganks coming from Slane, and even Daigo at some point could actually make a TP play. So it's gonna be very hard to for AUL, and they have to try to find a way to take it a little bit more easier, because if they keep on giving kills to UPLB, then even with the composition that they have, that could help, that could kind of hold off the aggression, supposedly, pero
But wow, Daigo single-handedly taking down SBT. So, eto na yung sinasabi natin na problema si Jax once na nag-roll siya. And yun nga, alam nila kung ano yung advantage na meron si Jax starting off with that Doran's Blade. Dun pa lang, alam niya na I'm not going to play defensively. So, dapat medyo aware dun si SBT. Just throw in the saplings, try to secure an early armor. Pero yun nga, not really sure why AUL is being aggressive on this one. Dahil pat alam natin yung firepower is nasa lamang ng UPLB and they are going in. Equinox wasn't able to hit, and here comes another piercing light and a double shot from Ben, securing the kill, and they are chasing Kylie Soros and Relentless pursues forward with the Tidal Caller's blessing, but wasn't able to finish another one.
And I gotta commend UPLB. It's very textbook to go take down the Soraka first. And knowing very well that Ezreal doesn't even have that heal, just makes it so hard na nawawala yung sense ng Soraka na instead of like being able to go ham and like allow your AD carry to trade because you do have those heals, UPLB, knowing that they're very well ahead now with 3-0 on this Lucian, talagang full-on aggression na lang.
Kaya nga kung titingin mo yung maganda yung draft, I mean, the idea coming in from UPLB to ban that Lulu is yun talaga yung pinaka-priority. Once na maging aggressive si Benz at saka si Daigo. Yun yung pinaka-idea nun. But binan nila to avoid the wild growth and pulling off the Nami with the Tide Caller's blessing to proc some sure slow compared to a Glitter Lance. So talaga malaking bagay yung draft nila ng Nami, and it really pays off right now. And tulad nga sinabi ni Metanoia, once you have the Nami, there's a chance na there's a higher chance to win. I'm not sure why, pero talagang totoo yun.
Yes, and it doesn't wait, what? Okay.
Dude. Like, pag may Nami, like, yung chance talaga medyo mataas.
Yeah, well,
that's her belief.
I'd have to agree with. Well, it's somewhat agreeable because Nami, she's like, there's so many things you could do with Nami. She's very well-rounded, like you did mention earlier. She could go aggressive because of the bubble. She also has a certain level, like you could use it either way. You could use it offensively or you could use it defensively to disengage. And at the same time, to top that off, she has that sustain. So they're very well-rounded. So I'd get that logic actually.
Even SKT, like they drafted Nami too many times. So talagang malaking bagay siya. You can really see even on the competitive scene how Nami reacts. And right now, this Aurelion Sol just taking his time kay Panda Bear kasi nga medyo nabubulid na, pero at least medyo na-resist ng lane natin ngayon. Pero this is the top lane fight. Goes in, Daigo touch through, and that's Pro coming in from that Maelstrom. But Daigo flashes in for the kill, but still Rainfell sticking on his feet and jumps with another jump from Daigo. Double kill.
Nako, masakit yan, Best. Daigo now 4-0. Pero hindi pa tapos.
Medyo naman, medyo may takbo siya, may pantakbo. Medyo chill.
Chill lang.
Medyo kinaya niya yung munti ka na. Kung nandun siguro si Eminem, I think, with one voice of light and change that positioning she has. Might hit the Jock in the box, chain CC, and that's it.
And that's the beauty of the Jax with Daigo. Like, once that Jax snowballs, nako.
So, parang nararamdaman ko bumabalik tayo sa Season 3.
There you go.
SK team, sino nga ba yun? The top lane dati. So, the aggression, Aqua Prison flashes away, and now here comes the calling, tries to go in, and another kill! That's a double kill coming in from Benz. Bot lane UPLB dominating this one.
Ang worry ko, actually nakita ko kaninang pwedeng maging comeback sana ng AUL kanina is because if you notice, the Rengar actually reached level 6 earlier than the Shaco. That being said, all he needed was one successful gank to kinda help even things out. Kaya lang yun nga nangyari. It was a 2v1. Technically, the numbers advantage was there. Pero because of that earlier on trade wherein Daigo was able to get kills, it just made it so much harder na yung 2v1 na yun. It just went all in favor of Daigo just because he was ahead purely based off yung early advantage niya of getting kills.
Yeah, tsaka kung titignan mo kasi, you have that Rengar ult eh. And medyo yung bot lane, nahihirapan na. If you want the bot lane to have the breathing space, sana yung first gank point at level 6, eh, dun na lang. Kasi yung top lane, sustain naman yung power niya, Ooh, the tidal wave, and they're going to fight that up. Most probably, Slane is around. Pero yun nga, going back dun sa thoughts, yun nga, yung level 6 hindi gaano napakinabangan. Pero talagang gusto nila to. Gusto nila tong laban na to. Here comes Slane, goes in, and the Piercing Light exhausted si Slane. Pero still, that will complete the kill, and Daigo just unstoppable. No need to be said, guys. There's no need to say all of these skills are going in the side of UPLB.
This is just going south way too fast for AUL and UPLB as a result. Coming up on top.
This is 10 minutes.
This is just 10 minutes, exactly.
Oh, there's the code, guys. There's a legendary code. Claim it and it's all yours.
Yes, medyo juicy nga yan. And yeah, like we mentioned, 1-12 right now for UPLB. So, dito talaga medyo hirap yung AUL. Like, they should be avoiding these skirmishes, and which makes it all the more essential for them to develop some level of vision, because like every form of defense that they could come up with to try to get back into this game, they should start executing right now. Pero just because of, like I mentioned, this is mission accomplished for UPLB. Exert the aggression early on. Make sure AUL has no form of contending with the aggression. And like even if they execute the composition,
that flies over the wall, and the doubles that was able to hit. There comes the calling, and the Voice of Light hits two, securing another kill for the team. And Ben's already on the godlike streak. Oh my god.
Grabe, parang lang nagbabakasyon si
si Eminem, no?
Sakto-sakto sa summer.
Kukuha ko ng gold dito, parang ganun lang yung ginagawa niya. Pero agree nga ako din sa sinabi mo Yung time talaga nababawi sila sa early level 6 sana ni Rengar. Kung in-invest nila sa bot lane, you have Karma Kung baga kung ako si Karma, I'll just clean the lane, roam. Meron ngang lipad si Aurelion Sol, pero meron ka namang Mantra E, Inspire, para makatakbo pababa. And then pursue a 4 versus 2 gank. Kasi kung susunod naman sa Aurelion Sol doon, you need to burst on the dummy before the Lucian, or you can just go for the Lucian.
Exactly.
At saka kung gusto nila talaga bumawi, Soraka must stay on the backline, and then Ezreal you just have to queue. Meron ka namang Pew pew. So,
yeah, exactly.
Diba? So, alam mo yun? Kaya naman dapat I'm not really sure kasi medyo naging aggressive dito yung AUL, pero I think they are really pressured. But right now, you can see Slane identifying Rainfell. The clone isn't the clone.
Yes,
the real one.
Small consolation for AUL right there, but they're still very far actually. Bago masabi natin na equal ground to. Kasi ang laki pa rin ng gold difference at 13 minutes.
Oo, 214, and then at least meron silang shutdown gold. Medyo magkakaroon ng konting breathing space. So, sana ma-capitalize ng AUL yung kawalan ngayon ni Shaco.
Patience is key talaga dito. Like, if they could continue getting those small skirmishes without and avoid casualties at the same time, then maybe, just maybe, they have a chance of coming back. But knowing UPLB, there's this thing na, okay, avoid, like, they'd want to make as minimal mistakes as possible. Kaya, it's very, yun yung problem kasi dito. AUL, they kind of want to catch UPLB off guard at certain moments, yung mga off moments. Pero, knowing, because UPLB plays this game so calculated, dun mahirap
So, sobrang sorry. Iniisip ko rin kasi talaga kung paano nila mababawi yun with that one. Pero yun nga, here comes Eminem and Panda Bear. So, 2-for-1 Kalisaurus. Hit by the Voice of Light, but here comes the jump coming in from Rainfell.
Very nicely played by AUL right there.
That's the thing. That's what I'm thinking, Arctic, a while ago. That's why I've been that quiet. Kasi, tama ka Alam, nababasa ng AUL na aggressive nga sila dito, but here comes the tidal wave. Jumps in, relentless pursuit with a piercing of light, and then that's the blessing coming in from the Soraka. Panda Bear is also there, but this is a 4 versus 2, but they are taking on the advantage. Benz is jumping in, and here comes the Karma Mantra E, but still, they are going to jump out, but here comes Benz catching off this Ezreal. Kalisaurus goes down, but SBT is on the back, trying to go in even harder to Benz, but that's the Sprock coming in from that plans to save himself, and that's a kill coming in from UPLB without the answer from AUL.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, AUL should have just backed off at that point, because SBT, even though he was able to teleport in, got the flash, was able to chase the Ezreal to an extent. Like, the other members of AUL couldn't really respond because they were just so low in health at that point. Plus the fact that the Ezreal was already down. So that was actually 2 summoner spells wasted for SBT. Both teleport and flash now down. So it's gonna be hard because I feel like I said, it's all about the patience for AUL. Like, if he saved that teleport for another moment wherein AUL was coming out big, like I mentioned, the small skirmish. Yes, exactly. Like, where they could overwhelm UPLB in terms of numbers, then that would have been the perfect time to teleport.
Ang tagal na ng 4 versus 2. You could have just teleport on the mid lane minion, and then just flank on the back mismo, coming in from that river side. So I'm not really sure why late sa SBT, pero it's not a good idea na kung pupunta ka na rin lang sana inagahan mo na.
I think ano rin kasi.
Para maipit sila.
If I'm not mistaken, the problem rin was that Daigo, he was pushed in kasi. So he was busy responding to Daigo. Pero I actually agree with you because knowing that Daigo, it was a matter of time before that top lane would have just got pushed eventually. I feel like it would have been much more rewarding
kung nag-teleport
if you teleported earlier.
Ano naman yun, after naman ng fight na yun, they can secure the vision eh.
Yeah, and
one
at the
step
same,
ahead eh.
Like, exactly, there you go. Like, they could have established vision at the same time with a little bit more patience, recuperate, potentially go for a dragon. Kasi, like, if you're gonna look at the positions earlier, like, even Slane, he was actually leaning towards the top lane. Ooh.
Wow, the burst coming in from this two. Semi-assassin na kung titignan mo dahil sa isang burst of light lang. Pero Daigo is really sticky to SBT and SBT. Di na siya nagmumukhang puno dito. Medyo mukhang ano na lang siya. Like the papel. In terms of the players terms, napapapel ka na dito. Kasi you lack armor and that's Jax. Like everyone respects the Grandmaster of League.
Yes. So imagine if he had a real weapon.
Yes, I'm really imagining right now because he's really going ham. I'm not sure why, but Daigo, this is the power of Jax. Like, you don't have to say too much about this, but UPLB is being, deserving.
Yes.
Convincing on winning this
And look
one.
at this, Benson Dash already pushing in on this bot lane inhibitor turret so early on. It's just objectives being taken back and forth by UPLB, and I wouldn't even call this being calculated anymore. This is just them knowing that they're so ahead.
Yeah,
just going
they can just pursue or force the enemy to react.
This is just full on
tempo.
Boom at this point.
Sila na yung nagsasabi ng tempo. Like, there's no need for us to think. You just have to push objectives and then that's it. Just deny the objectives. No need some pure vision or something. Pwede na nilang manuhin eh. And Benz on this itemization, that's not the usual Lucian na nakikita natin ngayon. Di ba dati nauso yung Black Cleaver and Yomus, pero ngayon you have that Blade of the Ruined King into the Executioner's Calling. Ay, tama ba?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, ayun, it means na he wants to deny the regeneration coming in from that Soraka. So, this is a good thinking coming in from Benz. Na alam niya talaga na, this is really bad and Aqua Priest is catching it. But W, and here comes the Voice of Light with the Universe. Wasn't able to hit anyone, but the calling has been used. But wow, Eminent kicking his nose to Kylie Sorus. Sobrang dominated.
Look at Daigo just not giving giving a care in the world. Just pushing that tower in. Okay, I'm done with the tower. I'll go for the members of AUL now.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill. Okay, I'm just going out. Jumps out.
Oh,
that's a shutdown. That's a goal for AUL, but this is an exposed inhibitor. Oh, wala kang Jack, but still the threat with Benz. The code, guys. That's the code.
2-in-1.
That's the code, guys. So, Arctic, kung titignan mo dito, Arctic, the power coming in from Ezreal, ito yung medyo naging problema din kasi ng AUL eh. Nag-drop sila ng Ez.
Yes.
Ito yung tier of the Goddess and then Trinity Force type na ano eh. So, medyo kung ilalaban mo siya sa Lucian, yung advantage talaga ni Lucian, sobrang laki.
Exactly.
Kasi wala kang power spike eh. Ikaw yung tao nag-i-invest sa mid-game to late game with Amura Mana tsaka Triforce or Shin eh.
I feel like if I were AUL, I might not have gone for the SPL, although does have the arcane shift.
Yeah.
Pero like I feel like if I were AUL, I would have probably gone for a Caitlyn. Sure, she doesn't have that same thing, but at least you have an AD carry that's consistent. Like you don't have to worry about falling because with the,
they are going to have this fight of the game, and the SBT takes down Shaco's lane, and Ben's running for his life, but here comes SBT sticking his nose, and that's the Mantra Q. Inner Flame bursted down Ben's.
Yes, small victory right there, but here comes Daigo.
Oh, that's the voice of light from Eminem, but Daigo is jumping in. He's in the middle of the fray. Here comes the tidal wave, jumping in and jumping out. Daigo sticking really, really good onto the enemies of AUL.
Yes, and he's just going for that cleanup.
Yeah, like, come on, guys. Wala na eh, talaga yun na yun.
Oh!
What you gotta see. And he's on the killing spree. Most probably, pagka nagsama-sama pa, baka makapenta pa siya. So,
Exactly.
not really sure.
Okay, so
That's the ace.
yeah,
Ace in the base. And then,
and this might be the game. This may be the game. Actually,
I
this
think
is.
so.
I think this is the game.
He's Daigo.
And that's a Jack, so it's like attack speed all day, just pushing, pushing, pushing. And there we go. Oh my goodness. 20 minutes.
27.
Make that 21 exact on the dot. Congratulations, UPLB.
Wow.
What?
So
Hands up.
What now, Arctic? What now?
That was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
that-
Like I
like-
mentioned, aggression skyrocketed all the way. It's just a matter. It was just UPLB.
Being
UPLB. There you go.
Well, actually, yun nga. Kasi ito yung draft talaga ng team na single-handedly kayang manalo once sa snowball eh. Dun pa lang sa Lucian, dun pa lang sa, nung nilabas pa lang yung Jax, alam mo talaga, no, once they have the advantage, they're not going to stop. Sobrang dire-diretso lang.
Yes, we can't stop. And there we go. It reflects so hard in our stats right here. Like, Slane didn't even have to back up as much. Like 1, 2, and 3, it was just even. It's just awestruck here. And look at the damage here coming from
8,000.
Daigo. Like nobody even reached half of what Daigo released as far as the damage output right here, and everybody else. This was just UPLB. It was almost a slaughter. But then again, like we did mention, AUL still a rookie team in the LCL. It's just them learning from this game here, taking a few trips from how UPLB played this out, and maybe in the next games to come, next season maybe they'll be able to come back even stronger. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the anime na sa una medyo tinatalo ka yung
motivate ka
oh, tapos biglang get your pumped up, tapos pagbalik mo, boom.
Yeah. So AUL, they just need to work harder on their decision making in terms of the rift. Kasi yung draft nila sobrang ganda eh. It's just as hindi lang nila na-take advantage, and then hindi nila gaano siguro na-predict yung kayang ilapag ng UPLB with that aggression. So they just need to have more experiences as rookie, but the skills and the potential skyrocket career is there. So,
yes, definitely.
So you just need to be patient even more on what you have. So yun lang for me.
Yeah, there we go. So there you have it. UPLB, absolutely beautifully played. But of course, still kudos pa rin to AUL.
Yeah.
So ladies and gents, that has been our Game 3, second game though for the day here at the Lenovo LOL Collegiate League. So once again, we have been your casters. This is Arctic at your service, and with me is the Awesome Alpha. Stay tuned as we'll be back for our next game. But for the meantime, we'll be back after a quick break.
So here comes Jake, goes in, and the losing line exhausted his name, and still, that will complete the kill, and supply, and then that's the blessing coming in from the Soraka. Panda Bear is also there, but this is a 4 versus 2, but they are taking on the advantage. Then he's jumping in, and here comes the hard monster, but still, they are going to jump out, but here comes Ben catching up. This Egio, Dinosaurs goes down, but SC is on the back, trying to go in even harder to bench, but that's wrong. Now here comes the voice of light with the universe. Wasn't able to hit anyone, but the poly has to use, but wow, Eminem hitting his nose. I'm sorry. Sobrang.
Look at Daigo, just not giving a care in the world. Just pushing that tower in. Okay, I'm done with the tower. I'll go for the members of AUL.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill. Okay, going out, jumps out. That's a shutdown. That's a goal for the. They are going to have this fight. The SBT takes down Daigo's lane. And Ben's running for his life, but here comes SPE sticking his nose, and that's the Monster Q. Inner Flame bursting down.
Here comes Daigo.
Oh, that's the voice flight from Eminem, but Daigo is jumping in. He's in the middle of the fray. Here comes the tidal wave, jumping in and jumping out. Daigo sticking really good on the enemies of AUL.
Yes,
Come on, guys. Like yun na yun.
Oh!
You gotta see. And he's on the game.
I think this is the game.
He's Daigo.
And that's a jack, so it's like attack speed all day, just pushing. And there we go. Oh my goodness. 20 minutes. Make that 21 sack on the dot. Congratulations, UPLB.